Last Christmas, I was adamant to do something really fuss-free for the entree. So luckily in Australia, we have such beautiful seafood. So I used a barbecue or a grill like I'm doing today to grill some seafood, and I serve it with a delicious sauce vierge. Now the classic sauce vierge has a lot of these ingredients into it. Lots of fresh herbs like this, some lemon, touch of chili and tomatoes. All of these flavours match perfectly with grilled seafood. So for the sauce vierge, I've got some coriander powder here. Coriander powder is a little bit sweet. It's not intrusive, it's not overpowering. So I've just got a teaspoon in there that I've just lightly toasted. Now I'm going to add some chili. I've got a long chili here. I don't want it to be too spicy, so I'm going to use half of this. That goes in, along with some French shallots. We're just going to let all of these ingredients marinate and warm up together really, really slowly. So we're going to finally dice one of these shallots. They'll still be slightly crunchy, but they'll go quite sweet. And you can't have a sauce vierge without a little bit of garlic. I'm just going to bruise it, and again, we'll finely slice that. Now for some olives, for some saltiness there, I'm using green olives, a good handful of them in there, and some lemon zest. So we're just going to roll the lemon over the fine grater here. I will add some lemon juice at the end though, but if I add it now, it'll be lost once it's starting to cook. And our tomatoes. These tomatoes will start to blister. They won't overcook, they'll still hold their shape, and the skins will just start to fall off. Now we need to drench it in good quality olive oil. We're just infusing this oil with these beautiful flavours. Now you can see I'm just covering all of those ingredients in there. So you do need a lot of oil, but it is the basis of this sauce. So now we need to heat it up just to 40 degrees. So on the lowest heat possible. I'm going to use my induction for this. Perfect. And now onto the seafood. Now you can see I've got my grill pan here. This needs to be screaming hot because we just want to flash fry all of this wonderful seafood. Look at this, I've got some calamari here with the tentacles, that's my favourite part, some beautiful Australian prawns there, mussels, and a bit of tuna. Now with seafood, it's all about cooking it in the right order, so at the end, nothing is overcooked. So I'm gonna start with my calamari, and I wanna create a crisscross here. This is going to curl up a little bit and look really beautiful. And we're going to cut it in half. I want this to be really chunky and organic looking, so just big triangular chunks is the way to do it. And for the long tentacles here, it's a bit long, so I'm just going to cut it into 3, and then I'll cut that in half. So that's done. And for our beautiful tuna here, I'll cut this into 4 wedges. This is so soft, just like butter. And then we need to season it with a little bit of salt and some pepper. And of course, so it doesn't stick, we need a little bit of olive oil drizzled over everything here. So now we're ready to start grilling. I'm going to keep an eye on my sauce. That's almost ready. And this is going to take a few minutes all up. This smell, well, it smells like Christmas in my household. The barbecue going outside with fresh seafood. And I love this dish because it's really, really quick. Now the sauce vierge, I've taken it off the heat. Those tomatoes have just started to blister. It's warmed up nicely. And the herbs we use, well, tarragon and fish, they love each other. I've got chervil and a little bit of parsley. So soft herbs for this recipe is essential. And we're just going to scrunch up the herbs, finely chop it. So a little bit of each. We'll run the knife through that. All right, in it goes. One last stir, and I'll add a touch of lemon juice and a pinch of salt. See how pretty this sauce is? Those colours, just so lovely. Now, because we've got that flavoursome oil, we need to soak it up with some bread. So I've just got some char-grilled bread here. I like to finish the seafood off with a good squeeze of lemon juice. Shake it around. And we'll add a few of those mussels. You see there'll be some juices still left in those gorgeous mussels there. A prawn, or let's say 2 prawns. It is Christmas after all, so it means we have to be generous. And that char-grilled calamari. Also, that tuna. That tuna looks char-grilled on the outside, but it'll be lovely and pink in the centre. And you just want to build it up. A few more pieces. There we go. And then, for my go-to sauce Vierge, we're going to drizzle that on top. The smell of that tarragon, those olives and the tomatoes with that grilled seafood. I love it. This dish is for celebrating. We're so lucky in Australia to have fantastic seafood. This is what you should serve because it's a no-brainer and the taste is just exquisite.